Yes, YouTube. Hope everyone is good. Excuse me looking all bummy right now, is because it is 6:30. I've literally just rolled out of bed, and I thought in today's video I will be taking you through my current morning routine and then my night routine. They're nothing special, but I'm currently 6 weeks out, and people are interested in their routines in the morning, because in a prep you do get very, you put yourself on a strict kind of like routine and schedule to make sure you get everything done and whatever. So this is what I'm doing currently. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, so let's get it. Right, so to begin my morning, you get straight out of bed, get the scale out, I check my weight, and then if it's a check-in day, I stand in front of this, get my shots done, send them straight over to Tom, and then I get on with my routine. But because today isn't a check-in day, all I'm going to do, check my weight again, because you're in prep, you check your weight every day. Unfortunately, it's just what you do, especially close to the time. I'll check my weight, and then I'll just get on with my usual morning routine. So let's do that. $204 3/8, which is like 204.4 pounds. Yesterday weighed in at 204.5 pounds. So that is good, because we've actually got 2 high days. So we've got a high day today and tomorrow over the weekend, because we dropped like just £2 yesterday. But I always like to check, like, obviously, because he sets my, like, I guess, high day for then the following day. I'm always worried, like, what if I wake up and I'm a little bit heavier? But nah, we actually lighter, so sick. I actually feel like I deserve it. Right, so keeping it completely transparent. After I've done my check-in with Tom, if I check in or I've weighed in myself, come straight downstairs and I take some Yihimbine along with some other fat burners like T3, T4 and Clen. So I take those straight away to just get that process going. The only thing that's recently just started is me taking Yihimbine, and if you don't know about Yihimbine, it is a natural supplement, but it only works when you are in a fasted state. So what I try and do is I take it as early as possible. So I'd usually try and get up between 6 and half 6, but Lil got home a little bit late. Well, Lil got home a little later last night from work, so we were just talking, so a little bit later, so I got up about 6:30ish. But yeah, I get up and I get my Yihimbine in as early as possible, and then I fast up until about 9:30, 10. And during that time, you literally can't open your fast. So at the moment, I can't have like my hydro action or things that will have a little bit of calories in. I'm not risking it by having like a black coffee or like squash or anything, just because they do say, yeah, you can have a black coffee or whatever. But literally the slightest like thing that might take you out of your fasting state can actually decrease the effects of you taking the Yihimbine. So I'm like, listen, I can just have water until I open my fast. So that is what I'm doing. But unfortunately, water low-key tastes like ass. But I'll get in 1 to 2 of these before my next meal. Right, what is next on Sam's morning routine to win a bodybuilding show? Literally, you're going to see this and go, yo, what the hell is that? But this is a inversion table. And what one of those is it's something that helps decompress your spine. So you got to think, over the time in the off season when you're quite heavy, or even when you're training, you're doing hack squatting, deadlifts, all these lifts that are gonna decompress your spine even more. What the actual inversion table does is helps kind of decompress it, and I guess it stretches your spine, and relaxes the muscles also around your spine, which is just going to relieve a lot of pressure around your back, improving your spine health and your mobility, which is something that is good for longevity. Another added bonus to this as well is, so I'm actually just over 5'9", but when I use the inversion table, it slightly increases your height by like a centimetre or two. So it takes me like just above 5'9.5", which for my weight cap, I need to be 5'9". So I make it anyway, but it's like nice to know that I'm not like worried about, oh shit, like I better make my height cap. Otherwise, it's just takes that little bit of stress off you. So it takes me like just around 5'9.5". So I don't need to worry about like completely standing tall or whatever. But yeah, it takes a little bit of pressure off. Yeah, so I do this for 5 minutes every single morning and every single night. It does look like a strange bit of equipment, doesn't it? And I'm telling you now, the missus ain't happy about it either, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Right, so after the inversion table, go upstairs, I have my shower, and then I'm now just gonna do some quick mobility work. So I'll probably show you. I'm in my room, so in like my spare room, so there's not a lot of like space in here for me to do it, and I'm just gonna look like I'm having some stroke on the floor, but I'll probably show you. You'll see in a second, but it's just some shoulder mobility and some spinal mobility, and that's just so it helps me get into my poses better. Because that is one thing, if you're getting on stage and you've got like tight shoulders, or you've got just even if your legs are quite tight, or just anything, and you're trying to get into poses, and that's restricting you from properly getting into that pose and making it look as good as it could possibly. That could literally be you losing that shot against someone. So it's important to make sure you're getting your mobility in. So I don't get tons in. I don't do like a big massive stretch, and that's just because I feel when I train I get good range of motion, which is some form of like stretching. But like if I am feeling tight somewhere, I will do some form of stretch. But at the moment I'm just doing a bit on my shoulders, my chest, and then just kind of like some spinal mobility as well to help with like when I'm twisting or whatever. So yeah, gonna do that now, and then I will get into my posing rounds. Right, so gonna get into my posing rounds now. So I do this every single morning. I do 2 rounds of every single mandatory pose, and some classic poses. And what I do, I use an app called Tabata Timer. So literally, you just do, it's basically for like a circuit class, and I just put in, I looked, when I'm like looking at shows and stuff, I'm seeing how long they're posing for. And to be fair, it does vary. Sometimes it's 5 seconds, sometimes it's 10 seconds, sometimes it's like 12 seconds. But what I'm doing is just working up myself holding each pose. And at the moment I'm at 9 seconds, so I can hold that. And then that will go to 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds. And so yeah, so I've got my working set, which will be 9 seconds. Then I've got 7 seconds rest, which will be me transitioning into the next pose, and then holding it for 9 seconds, and then so on. So I'll do that for 2 rounds. So it's like 7 minutes of posing in total. But I do that every single morning, because if you are someone that is getting ready to go on stage, especially if you're like a first timer as well, but just in general, you're about to diet for like between 12 and 20 plus weeks. Like for myself right now, I'm dieting for the next 24 weeks, and I will have been. And if I get on that stage and my posing is like shit because I haven't practiced it and I'm not holding it properly and whatever, you've just dieted and you've done all that hard work to not present your physique properly. So just do the posing, like it will, and it makes the day and yourself feel so much more confident when you actually are on stage. So it is definitely worth it. Now that is harder than it looks. Yeah, I don't know whether the camera has actually picked up, like, it looks like it was quite bright on me, but I ain't doing that again, so you can get fucked if it looks shit, I do apologise. But yeah, right, that is posing round done. Whew. Right, now I'm just going to get dressed, and then I will see you downstairs for the last thing of my routine. So we've currently just come downstairs. Sorry if that's a bit too bright. But yeah, anyways, I am now going to do the last little bit of my routine, which is just get in half hour to 45 minutes of steps.
I either do this outside, or if the weather's a little bit shit, or I just can't be asked to go outside, I'll be honest with you. I've got a walking treadmill that I will do the steps on. Quick, I want to show you these as well. These came like the other day. I don't know if you've seen them. They're on like TikTok. Well, they've been viral on TikTok and everywhere. And don't get me wrong, I know they're like an ugly shoe, but like they're like a night croc, and they've got the React sole in them, and they're just mad comfy, and they just like slip on, and like these are like my walking kind of like comfort shoes now. So yeah, I like them, and if you don't like them, I don't care. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. They're like just super goddamn comfy, and it's always nice in prep to get like a new shoe or something that is just like, you know, just makes doing steps or doing cardio that little bit nicer, instead of having like hard Jordans or whatever you're wearing. Right, so I will now do 30 minutes of steps on here, watch a little bit of YouTube, and then that is pretty much like my routine that I consistently do, you know, done. But then usually it's about, so I won't eat until 10 o'clock because it's a high day. I may eat a little bit earlier, but usually it'll be around 10 o'clock. So after this, I usually end up getting some client work done, either some check-ins or some client setups. And then, but if I'm all done with work, I'll end up just doing some like coaching education, because you can never know too much. Rocking the Olympia tee today, because we have got posterior later, which I'm looking forward to. We're going to be going to Muscle Flex Gym in Shrewsbury, so I'll get some clips of that. It won't be a full-on training session. I might just get like my working sets, like one working set for each exercise, because I do want to keep this video predominantly focused on my morning and my night routine. And like I said, they're nothing special, but it's just something that I wake up, I do every single day without fail, and you know, it just allows me to just keep it on track and make sure I'm not missing my posing rounds, making sure I'm getting my mobility in, my hydration in, all of that. So yeah, it's important. A lot of people think you need to have some fancy wake up, get into the ice bath, go sauna, do this, do that, but you just don't. You just need something that's easy and that just works for you, and something that you can do every single day without fail. Because if you don't, and you start missing out on that thing that you're doing on your morning routine, you know, you're starting your day off knowing that you haven't done something. So just keep it simple, keep it easy, and then, you know, you get it done every single day without fail. Obviously as well, I don't think you guys actually saw me with the tash. So rocking the tash now, because it is classic season. So you gotta get the tash, because extra points on stage, that is. That is actually true, by the way. But that's not. But yeah, gonna get the rest of these steps in, and then I will see you for the next clip, which will probably me just getting ready for my first meal. But there's a couple of things and a couple of supplements that I take as soon as I open my fast, which is a part of the morning routine. So I thought I'd whack that in there. Gonna get these steps done, and I will see you in the next clip. Yeah. Okie dokie, that was 40 minutes on the walk pad. So that has got me up to just under 5,000 steps. And it is currently 9:20. So that is pretty nice. I've got to get 12,000 in for the day. So that takes out a big chunk now. And when I'm training, I'll get steps in. When I'm walking around just doing like random stuff, I try and make sure I'm on my feet a lot of the time, not just sat down. So the steps get put in, but if I need to do any further steps later in the day, they will get done, of course. But yeah, right, so I'm gonna just open my fast now by, because food's obviously a little bit higher today, I'm just not gonna fast until 10 o'clock. It's 20 past fucking 9 anyway, so by the time I've made all my food, it will probably be around 10. But I thought I would show you my obviously next kind of step that I do in the morning routine. routine. This, before your Himbine came in, literally was the first thing I would get. I'd go downstairs, I'd make my Hydromax, I'd get my glutamine, and then I would drink pretty much the whole litre within like a half hour. Just because, you know, when you're asleep, and at the moment I'm trying to cut water like at around like 7-8 o'clock. Otherwise, if I'm drinking loads of water up until then, I'm up like 3-4 times in the night for a wee, which is just annoying. So I try and like limit that. So, you know, I haven't drank for quite a while. So when you get up straight in the morning, you know, you need to make sure you're hydrated. So I just start my day off properly with Hydromax, make sure I get all the electrolytes and all of that good stuff. And it tastes insane. Like, this berry-licious flavour literally tastes like Skittles, and I'm not even lying. So yeah, it is bussin'. Yeah, gonna make this Hydromax drink now, and then I will start my next meal. I'm not gonna show you that. It's literally gonna be, I think it's like it's oats, raspberries, whey protein, banana, and some powdered peanut butter. It's gonna taste unreal. I think I've got like 120 grams of oats, and I'm used to having 40 at the moment. So I am buzzing for that meal. And of course, you guys know the drill already, but if you guys need any supplements at all, go to 4Bore, as they sell the best supplements on the market. So if you want to grab yourself any of that, use code O'Keeffe at checkout and save some money off. I would really appreciate that as well. So, yep, gonna get making my food. I will probably see you either with my pre-workout meal or at the gym for posterior, back, glutes and hands. Yeah. Right, I messed up a little bit. So I forgot to bring my camera to the gym with me, and I was going to do it on my phone, but then because I also don't have my mics on me, it would have just been like training footage with music over. But last Saturday, I recorded on my phone before. Yeah, it's in portrait, I think is what you call it. But I made like a little reel out of it, and it's the exact session that we did today. So other than actually instead at the end we did some RDLs, some dumbbell RDLs that we finished off with. But we had a good session. It still went on every single machine that is on the video. Just like I said, we added in some dumbbell RDLs to just finish us off. So what I'll do, I'll overlay that video now. So yeah, there's the little reel of it. But yeah, right. But now I'm getting into my night routine. I haven't actually started it yet. I'm still about to eat meal number 6, but I thought I'd show you because we recently bought one because it was on deal, and I know this was a trend like fucking last year or something. But we saw it was on deal, and we thought, you know what, I'm in prep. Why not? So we ended up getting and investing in a Ninja Creamy. So I thought I'd show you this because now this is going to be part of my, literally every single day I'm going to have this because this is unreal. So this is literally 30 grams of whey protein, 400 millilitres of water. Froze it overnight, dashed it in the cream. If you know how a creamy works, you know how it works. But yeah, and then literally it brings out like the perfect ice cream consistency, and it's just unreal. And I've got the Malteser malt balls from Train by JP. I have tried the white chocolate hazelnut. That was actually my favourite. It's unreal. But yeah, this is part of it. So I just thought this is something new that I actually haven't done before, or shown on the channel. So yeah, I'm doing this now. So I'm going to scran this meal and then I will start my night routine.
Right, so that is all the meals ate. I actually didn't expect to get a high day today and tomorrow, so it was a nice surprise. So it was actually like, yeah, I was pretty happy when Tom told me I had one. But yeah, been quite full, which is lovely. So time to get ready for bed. So what I do once all the meals are done, get into the kitchen. I will take some Dream Sleep. So this is from Trained by JP. This is the only one I've tried. There are some other sleep formulas that are meant to be really good, but I've had this like since the off season, and I was going to save it for prep because I don't really have any issues with sleep usually. I stay in like a good routine, but now we're getting closer and closer to shows. When I get into bed, all I'm thinking about is like, what's my weight going to be tomorrow? Maybe I'll be thinking a little bit of food. I'll be thinking about the placing. Am I going to be lean enough? Am I going to be big enough? You just start questioning things because it's just so quiet. Like, you just start questioning everything. So this has like ashwagandha, and obviously magnesium and a lot of other ingredients in here that are going to help with getting you to sleep, like, you know, relaxing you before you go to bed, but also allowing you to get into a deeper sleep. If you can hear my fridge in the background as well, I apologise, but it's making that noise. So I think it's cooling itself back up or down, whatever. But yeah, I apologise if you can hear that annoying ringing in the background. But yeah, anyways. So I take this half hour before bed. And it kind of relaxes me, so I can get into a good sleep. So yeah, if you are struggling with sleep, I recommend, obviously, have a look at what your routine is. So make sure you go to bed at the right time, like the same time pretty much every day. Waking up, same time pretty much every day. You know, making sure you're not just fucking on your phone right before bed, like just, or being active, or just doing something that is gonna make you alert. Like just try and have a nice, relaxing, like, you know, a couple of hours before bed. And just get yourself into that routine, make sure it's the same, just so then when you actually are getting ready for bed, your body already knows that routine. So it's kind of like your mind and your body is very like, okay, cool, it's time for bed. You start to kind of calm down, you start to get into that mood. So yeah, and again, I don't do anything special for my routine. Literally all I will do now is I will wash up these last little bits for bed, which I feel is a little bit therapeutic. I don't know, I just get on with it. You know, wash up, and I'll head upstairs and I'll show you the rest of what I do. Right, so we are about to get in bed now. Literally, after I washed up, went upstairs, brushed my teeth, put my retainer in. So if I sound a little bit weird now, because I've got a retainer in, because I used to have braces, then got given a retainer after my braces, and I got told to wear it pretty much every night. So I put it in every other night because I'm scared that my teeth are going to go back to being goofy. So we don't want that. So yeah, that is why I still put the retainer in. But yeah, so last little bits before bed. Not really a routine, but just something that helps me sleep. Like I said, there isn't like a special routine for you to do bed, like have a hot shower before bed. Like these things can help, but for myself, I'm pretty good at just going to bed. So I just need to have a routine regarding like just doing the same things. Like I said, doing the same thing every night like before bed, it automatically makes you think, okay, I'm washing up now, so I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna brush my teeth, I'm gonna, like, that's me winding down, like that helps me wind down. So yeah, but so recently I was like struggling to sleep because of just thinking and like focusing on like little noises and stuff. So I got two things. So I got this, it's like a little packet here, and these are actually things that you put in your nose that help I guess let you breathe a little bit better, open up your nostrils so your airwaves a little bit more open, so you can actually breathe properly. Because I felt like I was I could feel like I could hear my breathing through my nose, and it was just I was focusing on it and it was annoying me. So I got these, so I'll whack these in now, like that. Looks like I've got like a nose piercing, but I can now breathe a lot better. And then the last little thing is these little earplugs, which I'm not going to put in yet because I'm going to put it right before bed. Because you just squeeze them and then put it in the ear, and it kind of blocks out any sound or anything. So I feel like I'm basically in some isolated place where I can just go to sleep, no distractions, no noise, and it's helped a lot. So yeah, I'll be real though, these nose things, sometimes they leave the inside of my nose a little bit sore, so I think I'm going to get the nose strips on top. So I'm going to end up getting a pair of those, but I got these instead ages ago. So I started using them again, and they work, so yeah, they're not too uncomfortable. But that is pretty much it. It is literally just turned 11 o'clock, so we usually get to bed between 10 and 11. I aim to get 7 to 7.5 hours sleep, so get to bed at 11. I'll probably set my alarm for 6:30, and then I'll be up around that. So I like to be up between 6 and half 6, and then I start the day, same routine, and do whatever I got to do to that day. So yep. Anyways, probably wasn't the most exciting video. I apologise, I didn't get any training. Obviously, did the little reel, but it wasn't a proper training. But yeah, I thought some people may be interested in the morning and night routine that I'm currently doing 6 weeks out. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Good night, peace out, yeah.